This week's inquiry is the power of the Samkalpa. And its ground is the space, the emptiness. There is the entry point which we must find to unlock the creative say within our inner kingdom, our inner frequencies. It's the relationship between a thought, which is more than a wave that comes from the sub-levels. It's a pure intent, acknowledging a signal that you're wanting to cultivate within the cellular matrix. So the entry point allows us to become aware of our inner states and how we're aligned within our spine. So the base of this work to always return to is that the yin holds the yang. And what that means is there's a joy, a delight. And so this way of being is like a flower that opens to the phenomenon of our own existence. Inquiry helps captivate the mind. The entry point is always our starting point for what we are doing here is unlocking an unconscious movement that's moving forward within our breath, our thinking, our emotions. And we're opening up to the creative space of spirit that is living behind the noise of the mind, the noise of the will and the doing. It is our way into our own kingdom. So we're discovering the ground for the physiology through the physiology. And so the spine holds the nervous system and the cerebral fluid, which is connected to all the energy centers. And most of this work is not for the mind to figure out, but to be a witness of this phenomenon and to experience the subtle sensations within our body, our physical realm, our energy, and the conscious realms. And through this, we have the breath is our medium to help us open, because we enjoy the breath. And this gives the ground for the attention and our awareness. So we slowly unravel the subtle and unconscious tensions, knots, and we keep opening like a flower to receive this beautiful breath. And so we elevate our frequency and we cultivate this frequency. But more so, we open up to the awareness. And as a result, we free our mind and we create a stopping in this forward movement of the unconscious. And so in this stopping, we are able to re-navigate our destiny. But in this moment, we're opening up to a higher frequency. This is always going to be our base, that we keep rediscovering. And as a result, we travel into the deeper layers of our being. And we familiarize ourselves this way of entry is a creative way of accelerating our wakefulness and occupying the inner kingdom, discovering a stronger ground in the awareness, in the frequency. But the basis of this inquiry today is the power of the Samkalpa. Our ability to consciously impress into the psyche and the sub-levels, the cellular matrix, is a seed thought. And so this idea of we are the ancient ones that have all of eternity within the cellular matrix available to us. And so all of nature in all its many forms and designs is held within us. And this is something that my teachers shared with me, that nature poured everything into the human being. And so this way of going backwards in order to go forward is a way to find the creative space of wakefulness. And so today I'd like to share some of the Samkalpas that my teacher shared with me and some of the ones that I've discovered on my own. And so in the entry point meditation, we can use the Samkalpa to captivate the mind and to set in motion an intent that interfaces with the frequency. Because there's a loop that is happening all the time, mostly unconscious, of thought and emotions. And so this acknowledging this power to influence our biology and to access a cellular intelligence by being awake to this power of influence. So when some of the thoughts, the intents that we can say in the beginning is, I am feeling with clear energy. And so we have the intent, the Samkalpa, and we enjoy the breath. And so by enjoying the breath, we're acknowledging this profound relationship of nature and our existence and this intelligence. And so by enjoying the breath, we are bringing in with the breath a frequency, and our body is coming more into the parasympathetic because there's an opening. And we allow ourselves to surrender to a deeper intelligence that is a hologram of the cosmic breath. So in the inquiry, we explore these holograms of nature, of opposites, paradoxes. So by enjoying the breath, there's an opening and expanding, and then fully letting go, a contraction, a release. And each are influencing each other. So the expanding on the inhale in a way that the whole body opens and has this inner massage, influences how much we can let go. And vice versa, on the letting go completely, influences how much we can receive. And so we're exploring this full yogic breath within the breath channel, the space between the organs and the vertebrae, and then the letting go. Grounding the seed thought that I'm filling with the clear energy, that all my cells are happy, connected and speaking the same language. So we're building within the frequency a coherence. And so when we think of our bodies as an inner kingdom, and that all the cells are the people of the kingdom. When we come into coherence, we're returning the energy back to the cellular matrix. And so this frequency is the energy that helps regenerate, restore. There's a reversal happening here. Going backwards. And that reversal helps bring back the original intelligence that we came into this world with, a memory. And we simply find a beautiful poise in this so that we can soak in the energy. So just acknowledging any resistance that you may have. And these resistances are aspects of the ego, the mind, that is addicted to living outside of itself. Through the senses, through the outer world. And so we keep acknowledging the phenomenon of our existence. This helps captivate and compel. And the more we open to this, the stronger our ground becomes. I'm awake and clear. So these commands and these ways of acknowledging this phenomenon of our being, of the breath, the physical realities, the energy, and the phenomenon of our consciousness, that space, helps us to re-establish, reinforce, and to familiarize ourselves. New patterns, new potentials. And so the true power comes from our ability to create the continuity, to keep returning calm endurance on a daily basis and throughout our day. And so we start to open up this potential and ground it into our reality. And so the inquiry of who am I is also a Samkalpa that whispers to the conditional mind the phenomenon of its existence. This way of captivating and compelling the mind is a way of parenting to keep guiding it to the phenomenon, to keep returning. This is where the power is. So what we're exploring here is the ancient practice through various disciplines around the world of Samkhya, Taoist, Tantra, so many different disciplines uniting in the pure existence. But there's also joining these collage of beings around the world is the quantum science. Because all these different disciplines are interested in one thing, is the real. So, the quantum level, notice that the atomic level would change. The molecular level would change in the direction of our perception. I am filling with the clear energy. All my cells are happy, connected, speaking the same language. And so we see in our modern times the outer reflecting the inner. And so as we shift our perception and we attune to a higher order where everything is connected, in harmony, abundant, blissful, our outer world will start to transform, transmute. And so this is where, in our outer world, we cultivate presence and the seed thought that we impress into the center of our mandala, which is love and fellowship. We go deeper into our heart's longing, and we start to recondition our mind and our emotions to this higher order, which I like to call the choice wine. So this practice is something that I've been carrying within myself for many years now. It is the way of rediscovery, re-establishing this order day after day after day. And as my teacher says, there's always deeper levels that we can go. And so it is the art of intended evolution. But I like to call it the asha, the art of your being, the creative potential that's available to you to lean backwards in order to go forward, to impress upon the psyche in these sub-levels, to practice consciously, to succeed unconsciously. So within the realm of the world Sangha, this potential is available to all of us to live in harmony and fellowship. It is the choice wine that we can unseal within our own mandala. And like the chrysalis in the butterfly, we start to resonate and vibrate together a new signal, a new potential. And perhaps this is what we're here for. Despite all the chaotic noise around us, if we can attune to this simple task of transforming, transmuting our own cellular structure, our own psyche, the way we are in this world, the way we perceive, attuning to this choice wine that we drink daily through love, fellowship, through serving, kindness, humility, grace. This simple inner smile, inner delight. And this way of freeing our psyche, our mind from the old programs, simply by letting go of everything we think we know and establishing the inner ground of wakefulness. And learning how to walk with its grace throughout our days. Thank you. I love you. And may wakefulness be with you. And transmutation.